This freaking clown. Good morning, everybody. Today's video is the easiest way to create content for over 40 YouTubers. Welcome to the channel. This is Jesse's first live, so be gentle. She's already goofing it up.
I'm screwing it
we're
up.
just getting started. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Or not. This is the beauty of going live.
So, what is the number one hack
Right. So the
for
number
YouTubers?
Yes. So the number one hack for small channels or YouTubers just starting out, in my mind, is live streaming. That's it. That's the video. Thank you very much.
No. So what was your motivation to actually start going live streaming on YouTube?
Yeah. So I think two things. One was to save time. And that's the biggest reason, was to save time. I'm doing this 12-month challenge for weight loss and fitness.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to produce a video every week, giving my update. It's one of the ways that I am just keeping myself motivated to create this sustainable, healthy lifestyle for myself. And I was getting behind. I couldn't keep up with producing videos and my goal of putting on a video each week, because we have lives and this is not our full-time job.
Mhm.
So to me, one of the easiest ways to get around that was to have a way to put out a video without all the editing and time-consuming stuff. So that was my motivation to do it.
That was your motivation. What was going through your mind the first time you actually went live?
So what was going through my mind is, what happens if you throw a party and nobody comes?
Like right now.
Like right now. And I've learned over time that that's not really super relevant. And again, I didn't just come up with this all on my own. I have to give credit to Scott and Scotty at Live Video School.
Mhm.
They were the ones who were really pushing people to do lives. And I asked them in the comments on one of their videos, I said, what if you have like no subscribers or you're brand new? And they said, do it anyway.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, okay. So what I did, I guess for myself, my cheat code was, I just set up my live stream as kind of like a presentation, like I would give either like in a business meeting. I mean, we're talking about like over 40 people. So like if you do a business meeting, or like we were both Army officers, maybe a military briefing, or, something like that, a presentation for school, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just set it up like that and hit the button to go live. And I just gave the presentation to myself. But the reality is, even if no one watches and gets on the live and interacts with you, this still becomes one of your videos.
Right.
And you're not editing. So it's a big time saver.
Yeah. You want to look at your best performing tab or your best performing video?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's throw it up here real quick.
So I'm going to try here.
It could be challenging. We've never done this before. Oh boy.
So
there we go. Maybe.
Go.
All right. So this particular video for our channel. So our channel, if you look through like our catalog of videos, whether they're live streams or just our regular videos, I would say like 100 views on a video would be like, we don't get that often. Right. So that's maybe like a third of our videos have 100 views or more.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more than that. I'm not sure exactly, but a lot of times we'll get like 20 views, 30 views, something like that. In this particular video on the ideal body weight was a live stream that I did, and we got 1,212 views. So for a bigger channel, that's probably not a big deal. But when you're just starting out and you're trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, we got 1,200 views. I got 113.3 watch time hours, which is crazy because a lot of our videos will get like one. Mm-hmm. Or maybe two if we're lucky. And then 21 subscribers. We have 66. That's like literally a third of our subscribers came from this one video. So, if you can replicate this a couple times, you can see how, and everybody knows, we're all just waiting, right, for a video to pop. But I think the beauty of this is that very little effort went into this. I mean, I created a little PowerPoint and I thought about what I wanted to talk about, but I didn't write a script.
Right.
And you didn't have to spend hours upon hours of editing anything. And honestly, when I did this video, literally nobody watched it
Yeah.
live,
Live.
not even you.
Not even me.
And usually, like, kind of our system is Jesse will watch from a different account just to kind of like she can ping me and be like, "Hey, moron, you got a booger or something," you know what I mean, or whatever. But she didn't even like she was busy that particular day, and I was like, "I got to get this done. We got to get this out." So I just did it. No one watched it, and it kind of sat there.
Mhm.
I think for a couple days or maybe a day. I don't
It
know.
did.
We can go in there. It kind of sat there, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like on day 3, it just kind of blew up.
Mhm.
Um, so I think from an ROI perspective, from my time, that's a huge ROI for very little effort in the big scheme of things.
Right.
So here's the question after talking about that. Let's talk about the last 2 videos that you've done. So talking about just regular videos. Jesse has been the point person on our last 2 videos, and the topics have been
Protecting your knees.
protecting your knees, and then also tips for beginning running.
Yep.
How much time did you spend on those videos?
An inordinate amount of time. So just on the running one,
Yeah,
20 to 30 hours.
that's crazy to me.
On the knees one, 20 hours.
Yeah, and clearly we're not professional YouTubers by any stretch of the imagination, but I think a lot of us in this kind of over 40, just trying to figure it out on YouTube, stumbling through this, we're not, right? We have lives, we have families, we have jobs, we have a lot of things going on, and we're trying to figure out YouTube on top of it. And we've talked about in other videos how the learning curve is so steep.
Yes.
And so here you are, you've put 20 plus hours into one single video. And if I look right now, the one on running, I don't think we have 10 views.
Right.
We don't have 10 views, and that's 20
Hey,
hours.
we just
of
released that like 3 days ago or 2 days ago.
Yeah. And well, the good news is, so that video in particular, the topic I think is evergreen, right? Like it'll always be relevant. And it could be one of those videos where, 2 years from now, you look back and there's tens of thousands of views on it.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe. Or maybe it's one of those ones that pops in like 2 or 3 months down the road. We're like, hey, look, it just popped. But so from a long-term perspective, that's good. But when you're in the beginning stages and you're just trying to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours, 20 hours worth of work for 10 views in a short period of time is kind of demoralizing. Even though you learned a lot.
You got to have some resolve.
Yeah, you do. But I mean, you did learn a lot
Resilience.
doing those videos, right?
Absolutely.
Right, from a
Yes.
editing perspective. And
they're a labor of love for me because I really, truly love those topics. Like they're important topics that
Yeah.
I actually enjoy.
Right. So you're passionate about it, which I think
Mhm.
is an important part of
Mhm.
being authentic on your channel.
Yeah.
So, I think there's good and bad, but the point is, for us anyway, and I think for a lot of small beginning channels, that's unsustainable. If you're going to do more than one video a week, 20 hours for a video, honestly, even if you put in 20 hours and you got 500 views, from an ROI perspective, we're just talking here like there's obviously if we'll watch it after it's over, and there'll be parts that we wish we could edit, but whatever, it's live TV, so it is what it is, and it just goes out there. But I think as long as you're talking about a topic that's interesting enough or important enough, people will watch it.
Mhm.
So let's talk about how to get started. So I'm sitting here promoting the concept of doing a live stream. How are you going to do it? And there's some,
Well, especially as a new channel.
yeah, as a new channel. How are you going to do it? What's the logistics of doing it? And we are not going to go like super in depth. This isn't necessarily a how-to video, but if you're a new YouTuber and you haven't done a live stream yet, we'll throw a couple things out here real quick so that you can go do your own research and figure it out for yourself on how to do it. So,
And afterwards, we'll place the links in the description so you guys can go directly to
oh, cool.
whatever we talked
Yeah,
about.
that's a good idea. All right. So YouTube, you can go live on YouTube itself from your studio, but there's some stipulations. So we'll check out here as Jesse brings it up. So the first thing is, from the studio, you can go live on your mobile device, right? And this is something that I wanted to try back in the beginning because there were a lot of these like vidIQ and Think Media and
even YouTube was putting out these things that said, go vertical live, go vertical
right,
live.
because supposedly it was going to like show up in the shorts live. Your vertical live was going to show up at like in the shorts, which they were promoting. And if you were a new YouTuber, you'd get a lot of views, and it was going to be a great idea. And so I was all hyped up about it. I'm like, cool, I'm going to do this on my phone. It'll be easy. I'll get all these subscribers, and then womp, womp, womp. You find out you have to have 50 subscribers just to be able to do that. And when you're brand new, you may not have 50 subscribers, which we didn't at the time. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Another thing on the mobile live thing, which I didn't know until recently, was that you not only do you have to have 50 subscribers, but if you have less than 1,000 subscribers, they're going to actually limit. They say it's like a safety thing.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess maybe we've seen on the news like people who like are in high-speed chases and they're live streaming on YouTube. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I'm not sure. But if you have less than 1,000 subscribers, they're going to limit your audience if you do a mobile live stream. So then I'm thinking, okay, well, you can't even go viral if you're lucky, because they're going to limit you. So I don't know if mobile's all that it's cracked up to be, mobile lives for newbies like ourselves.
Right.
But I think live streaming like we're doing now is certainly something that you can do. And hello. Hey, Roger. Thanks for showing up. We appreciate it. It looks like there's 2 people here now watching. So anyway, that's the scoop on going live on as far as the mobile device goes. What else we got on the rules and regulations?
So in order to go live on your actual YouTube studio, you have to, hold on, let me show you. I will. Maybe.
It's supposed to be tab number 3.
Channel content. Yeah. So here you go. So if you see here under channel and under, you can have basic info, advanced settings, and feature eligibility. These 3 have to be enabled. So the standard features there are essentially, they're going to allow you to upload things. And so it's free, all that good stuff. You just have to go in there and say, cool, and enable it, because it'll be they will not be enabled when you first get in here. And then immediate features are videos over 15 minutes, custom thumbnails, that kind of thing, live streaming. So now these are the requirements for that. So you have to have standard features enabled, which is this first one. And then you have to verify your phone number, and that takes that like authentication process. And then finally, there's the advanced. And so you can do live stream and everything, but then you have to, it's the safety stuff for the community. So the video verification, they have to actually validate your ID. So you have to take a picture of your ID and send it in. And then they just look over your channel history to make sure that you don't have anything that's bad or, whatever, and compromises the community. So basically, these are the things that you have to have. And this right here, just so you're aware, advanced features takes at least like 24 hours for Google to approve. But once you're approved and you have all 3 of these enabled, you can go live directly from your YouTube studio.
Cool. Hey, Roger. So he says he live streams from his PS5 because he does he's a gaming channel, which is very cool. I do have a question for Roger though. Oh, I just forgot what it was. I was going to ask him something about live streaming. Oh, so I assume you're doing it from YouTube itself. And so what I've read is that when you do your first one, you have to like set it up 24 hours in advance. Like you have to like create it, like set it up 24 hours in advance, and then like YouTube does like some kind of internal thing, and then you like you schedule it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Is that I'm assuming that's how Roger does it. But we have no familiarity with doing PS5, although our son watches a lot of gaming channels, so we're familiar with the concept, and it is cool. And again, you know, if you do this enough and you build your audience and you get your little community or whatever, then you'll have people come and interact with you. Funny, if you get used to, and when you're brand new, if you get used to doing it with no audience, so that one video that popped for us that we just showed a second ago that I did and like literally nobody was there. The funny thing is we got new subscribers. My very next live, people started showing up a little bit and interacting, and I botched it. I had because I'm not used to people talking to me when I'm doing live. I'm used to talking to myself. And so then there was this nice lady and she made a comment, but I read her name backwards. I read her last name as her first name in my mind. And so I basically addressed her as a man, which was, you know, a moronic, but whatever.
She was great about it.
She was, but anyway, so, but it's fun. It's more fun. And I think from an ROI perspective as a brand new YouTuber, you know, again, we're not editing here. We're just, you know, putting out a little bit of content. We get to talk to people live. So that's cool.
And Roger, I'm going to check out your channel now.
Yeah.
I want to see what kind of games you stream.
Yeah. See if he plays like the old school Gen X games. That'd be cool. So let's talk about real quick before we wrap up here. Let's talk about StreamYard, because we don't use the live YouTube feature. We use a third-party service called StreamYard. So we'll go to that real quick. And we're using StreamYard right now. Hold on, before you go.
He just started the stream. No issues so far. Live streaming.
Oh, right. Yeah, it doesn't help with the watch hours until it's uploaded. Yeah, you're right about that. I would say, though, for us, what I have noticed is that you have the possibility of getting a significant amount of watch hours after the fact. But you're right. I guess if it's not counting the watch hours when people are literally watching the live, then that's not really helping overall.
Yeah. So this is the plan that we use, or I'm sorry, not the plan, but the third-party streaming service that we use. And we also got this from Live Video School. I know other people use it too, because I've seen their links and everything.
Right.
And we'll place a link too for anybody who wants to try to use it. But it's really inexpensive, especially for somebody.
Oh, cool.
Especially for somebody who's brand new to this kind of thing. And it really is simple to use. I mean, I've navigated it very, very easily. It's very intuitive. So, and then Roger, you have a live stream tonight at 6 p.m. GMT. I love it how you use that.
Roger Plays Games.
Ghost hunting
is the channel. Check him out at 6 p.m. tonight. I'm working night shift, so Jesse's going to have to watch. But if anybody else stumbles upon this video, check out Roger Plays Games. But yeah, so I guess I wanted to point out on the StreamYard thing, it's actually pretty intuitive. I joke around about boomers. Sorry, boomers. We're not boomers, but you know, for boomers, you can figure it out. It's not that hard. They do have a free version. We actually use a paid version. It's only $20 a month. And I guess my thought process is this is a hobby. And there's a lot of people who spend a lot more than $20 a month on a hobby. And I'll give you one quick example. Netflix. So we're spending $20 a month on this. Since we've started this channel together, since we've merged together and we're doing this together, how many hours of Netflix have you watched?
0.
Yeah, I haven't watched one single minute of Netflix since we've started doing it, because this takes up so much time. So just as an example, I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but if, you know, everything's expensive these days, I get that. So if money's tight, perhaps think about putting a little bit more time and effort into your YouTube channel. Dump Netflix. Sorry, Netflix. and sign up for this. But anyway, we're not sponsored by them, but like Jesse said, we'll put a link in the descriptions if you want to check them out. So I think that kind of wraps up what we wanted to talk about today. But we're huge advocates for new channels to try live streaming. I think it gets you a little more used to talking in front of the camera if that's one of your issues.
And thanks for joining my first live stream.
Yeah, and you get to, like Roger said, it helps build a community. That's what he's found with his smaller channel, and his is bigger than ours, I'm pretty sure. But it's just a cool thing to try out. And again, time. We're not editing any of this. There's no 20 hours of editing. We still put out some content.
Thank you, Lord.
And I think our goal is for this next week for our 3 videos. So there'll be one. So what we're kind of doing now, Tuesday is my weekly update. Thursday is my our educational video on like weight loss and whatnot. And then Saturday is our YouTube monetization. And I think next week we're going to try to do all 3 live, just to give her a break mostly. So anyway, that's it. Hey, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.